Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Travelspan Vacations. One Grenadian politician who was instrumental in cutting the tide of gang violence in his home country has said that Jamaica's youth ministry must be the forerunner to all other agencies involved in crime fighting. Senator Sheldon Scott, who became the first dreadlock politician in the history of Grenada on his appointment to office this year, said it is the Ministry of Youth that should help to drive the behavioral changes to prevent youth from turning to gangs in the first place. And I quote, "If you create the correct mentality among young persons, if your young persons are interested in going to look for jobs or creating employment, the JCF will have less work." Scott, who is the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Ecclesiastical Affairs, was on a two-day visit to Jamaica at the request of the Jamaica Labour Party youth arm, Generation 2000. At a time when Jamaica is looking at enacting its anti-gang legislation as a means of tackling gang violence, Scott pointed out that proper dialogue with youths involved in gangs is key to successfully tackling the problem. And I quote, "One of the things that we understood, first of all, is that we don't know. So when we go to the community, we go there with an open mind and listen to them. Many times you have social workers and politicians who go into communities and believe that they know. They go with a mentality that they know how to solve the problem, and they do not. We have to listen to what the youths are saying. Only then we can develop programs to effectively deal with these issues." Under the anti-gang legislation currently being reviewed by a joint select committee of Parliament, many young Jamaicans could, among other things, find themselves in prison for up to 20 years for using songs or tattoos to promote gang activities. Farmers in Jamaica continue to lose millions of dollars in produce and livestock each week to thieves, despite making numerous reports to the police and the several measures implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture over the years. However, there seems to be a glimmer of hope for farmers as a memorandum of understanding signed between the Rural Agricultural Development Authority and the Mona School of Business and Management is moving to allay the fears of the farmers who believe that they have been left at the mercy of the predial thieves. Dr. Maurice McNaughton, Director of the Center of Excellence at the MSBM, speaking with a group of journalists from across the Caribbean at the Panos Caribbean Data Journalism Workshop in Juan Dolio, Dominican Republic, recently said the MOU explores information and communication technology, enable innovations to support the enhanced delivery of agricultural extension services to farmers across Jamaica. The agreement, he said, signals efforts to forge value-added partnerships between agriculture, academia, and the local technology community to benefit from the collective wealth of data, research resources, and technical expertise resident within the public and private sectors. The MOU will be executed as a fellowship program in which 3 technology fellows will be embedded at the radar over a 6-month period. And I quote, "During this period, the fellows will gain valuable experiences in the operations of the organization, its role in agricultural extension delivery, and its relationship and interfaces with the wider industry and stakeholders. The fellows will use open data as a catalyst to develop a portfolio of innovative apps focused at addressing predial larceny and agricultural production, planning, and tracking," McNaughton said. He added, "We are just not looking at creating an app, but increasing the forensic to understand the nature of the problem. We want to know how farmers are dealing specifically with matters relating to predial larceny and how it affects them, and then start by building small experimental apps." According to Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs, Adriel Brathwaite, Barbados has been working with the American Embassy to champion the effectiveness of a civil asset recovery regime. Here is more on that story.
Barbados' ability to seize ill-gotten gains from criminal activity through civil procedures will soon go before Cabinet for consideration. This was disclosed by Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs Adriel Brathwaite, who said that over the last 2 years, Barbados has been working with the American Embassy to champion the effectiveness of a civil asset recovery regime. He made these comments during a media interview before the start of a civil asset recovery one-day workshop in Christchurch. And I quote, "It is my hope that within the next week we can take the proposal to Cabinet. This workshop culminates almost 2 years of discussions," Brathwaite said. He explained that although Barbados has a Proceeds of Crime Act, the proposed civil asset recovery regime was based on a civil procedure and would prove to be faster and more effective. The Attorney General stated that it also offered lawmakers an alternative to criminal procedure, which first required that someone be charged and taken through the criminal process before their assets could be seized. And I quote, "With the civil procedure within the proposed legislation, where someone's wealth is inconsistent with their means, and there is a reasonable ground to suspect the wealth is from proceeds of crime, the civil procedure allows us quicker access to those assets," he said. Brathwaite added that there was a proposal that assets seized from such ill-gotten gains be used to address issues of substance abuse and to support the work of the police force. However, he noted that under the present system in Barbados, such funds went back into the Treasury. The Attorney General also told members of the media that there were concerns over the constitutionality of civil forfeiture and stressed that it was important to ensure the right legislative framework was in place. This is Cameron Bola reporting for Caribbean Affiliate News.
In Martinique, the peak of the tourist season is here, and so are the extra flights. American Airlines is making it easier to get to the popular tourist destination. Here are the details with Cameron Bola.
American Airlines is expanding its service to the French Department of Martinique for the peak tourist season. The company, which launched weekly Saturday service from Miami to Martinique in April, announced Thursday that it would be adding new flights on Wednesdays. The service will cover the period from November 27th to March 26, 2014. The Wednesday flights will depart from Miami at 11:30 a.m., returning from Martinique at 4:25 p.m. American Saturday service departs and returns at the same times. This expansion showcases American Airlines' commitment to Martinique as a tourist destination, Martinique Tourism Commissioner Karine Roy-Camille said in a statement. Martinique is more than ready to welcome American travelers during the winter season and beyond. With this additional flight and better air service, the Island of Flowers can become a top Caribbean destination for visitors coming from the United States. American will be operating the service on a Boeing 737 with a total of 16 business class and 134 economy seats. This is Cameron Bola reporting for Caribbean Affiliate News.
You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome. It's time to grow. They're crazy. Go faster. Stop.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
but just to be safe, I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or colemansubaru.com.